I spent my entire weekend in Provo, and I've always believed in God, but I now know a personal fact about it. That guy loves BYU. This is Locked On Big 12.
You are Locked On Big 12, your daily podcast on the Big 12 Conference, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Happy Saturday night, everybody. Welcome into Locked On Big 12. I'm Drake Toll from America's #1 Big 12 podcast, Locked On Big 12. Thank you for making this show your first listen every single day. I don't even know how BYU does it. 7-0 are the Cougars. If you hit subscribe, I get to keep my job. They rushed the field. BYU, a 5.5-point underdog against Utah, rushed the field. Bear Bachmeier was a dog. I turned to the people around me and, okay, first, the fire dancers? You're telling me between the third and fourth quarter, there's something about this rivalry, this matchup, that transcends like sport. It doesn't matter if you're a Utah fan, a BYU fan, if you're a sentient being of existence, if you have a pulse, when you walk into LaVell Edwards Stadium, and between the third and the fourth quarter, Cosmo starts banging the drum. A drone show releases fireworks from the drones. I didn't know drones could do that. Followed by shirtless men, Tongan, Samoan, I know not, but I know shirtless men 30 feet away from the players are on the field hurling fire, just twirling that stuff. It is a moment that no production in the NFL, in college football, in college basketball, the NBA, that no production in sports can replicate. And the energy in that stadium is unmatched in the Big 12. It is number one in the Big 12. And it is unmatched possibly in all of college football. Do you walk into that on Saturday, that rivalry on Saturday, and you told me that Utah was a 5.5-point favorite? No, sir. We saw something more than college football. This is the future of the Big 12. We saw Bear Bachmeier. I turned to the people around me. By the way, I met so many of you at the game, and it was awesome. The people listen to this show, it's cool, and then I can pay the bills that I have. And I said, after the run where he's just banging bodies, and that, not literally, that was the last quarterback, when he's just banging bodies and he finds his way to the end zone to make it 24-14 on that 3rd and 10 or whatever it was. And I thought, is this what it looked like? It sounded so hyperbolic when it was mentioned a couple months ago, but is this what it looked like and felt like in the swamp when Tim Tebow was a freshman? Were people looking around each other going, oh, freshman quarterbacks aren't supposed to do that? And yet still, can I tell you a secret? Don't tell anybody. Utah might have been the better football team. But the mistakes, the idiocy, the complete disregard for the rules of football, Utah and Kyle Whittingham specifically deserved to lose this game. They asked to lose this game. They were given the opportunities to win. Listen to these numbers. Listen to the numbers. Utah, 5 for 12 on third down. That's pretty good. 470 yards to BYU's 368. That's really good. They outthrew BYU, 244 to 166. They outran BYU, 226 to 202. They had 6.8 yards per pass, 6.1 yards per rush. And then you ask the question, how in the world did they lose? 1 for 5 on fourth down. And the one they got by about 3 inches, which is above average, by the way. And you want to know why Utah lost? Field goal opportunity. Nope, we're going for it. And BYU's defense, Jack Kelly, Isaiah Glasker, as stingy as it gets. The freshman punt return kid who was like, I got an idea. I'm going to dive forward in the most awkward way possible and hit this ball with my chest into the arms of a BYU defender. To the interception from Devin Dampier. And even the pick that Bear Bachmeier threw that had to be called back because Utah was allergic to playing clean football. False start here. Delay of game there. Pass interference. Defensive holding. And you watch the replay and you go, Yeah, that's probably what that was. And not to say BYU was perfectly clean. 5 penalties, 42 yards. And I thought, oh my gosh, how boneheaded. A couple things. Will Farron is a good field goal kicker. At the end of the game, just kick the field goal. Don't end zone shot on 4th and 5. Kick the field goal with the guy who can do that. And at the end of the first half, just forgetting that the clock was the thing and letting it effectively run out on you. Like BYU had their own fair share of stupid things, but Utah just said, we want to be stupider. If I'm a Utah fan, I'm ticked. And what BYU just did unlocks a Pandora's box, dog. Like Whittingham was waiting to beat BYU, in essence, to retire. And Morgan Scalley's over there going, hey, my turn. You told me it was my turn. Last year, you were supposed to give it to me. I'm Morgan Scalley. And you didn't. You better give it to me this offseason. And Kyle Whittingham's going to have to go out, having lost 3 straight to BYU. That's his legacy. I had a conversation, I think in like 22 seasons, he's had 7 years that are 10 wins or more. And the question was posed, what's more important, those 10-win seasons or his record against BYU? And I said, okay, let's say he had 22 seasons, 7 of them, 10-plus wins, but he was 0-18, 0-19 against BYU. Then Kyle Whittingham has probably run out of town. What matters in this rivalry is winning the rivalry games. Kyle Whittingham has not been able to do that recently. He's not been able to get over the BYU hump. And I think the ripple effect that we are going to see now with Utah could be catastrophic. Conversely, the team of the Lord, the BYU Cougars are 7-0. That is unbelievable. Somebody, I'm raising my hand, me, had them picked to go to Arlington. Oh, he's a BYU homer. Somebody, me again, picked BYU to win this game 23-19. 24-21's not very far off. I'm just saying, some people may or may not know ball here, and I would like a seat at the table, at least for a little bit. BYU, these two teams are good. Utah's still good. Don't let the wheels fall off. They shouldn't fall off. I do think Utah is still good, but BYU, man, that's a very, very good football team. I'll have a whole lot more on that tomorrow on the full show, as well as I'm going to recap my trip to Provo. It was awesome. It was awesome. Coming up, BYU, special place. Hey, today's show is brought to you by Monarch Money. I'm 24 years old. I don't do the money thing. I'm confused by most of it. And I go to Monarch Money. I say, Monarch, please help me. Let's be honest, most of us can't even name all our financial accounts, let alone what they're worth. 401k, savings, investments, easy to lose track, and that means leaving money on the table. Monarch, all-in-one financial tool that brings the entire financial life together in one clean interface. Use my code LOCKEDONCOLLEGE to not let a financial opportunity slip through the cracks at monarchmoney.com. At monarch.com, I should say, for 50% off your first year. Monarch.com, code all caps LOCKEDONCOLLEGE for half off your first year. Monarch.com, visit it today. It's Monarch Money. I love you guys. Cheers. Dang. Boom. I had a blast, man. I rushed to the field. Cougars. Dose Grande. Locked on episodes of that. Thanks for making it your first listen every single day. Dose Grande.